So this is the It's Time to Go meeting. We talk about Golang here. And we prepared for this week, we wanted to discuss, because we implemented a Prometheus metric that tracks the unique number of connected agents. But Mikhail figured out recently that there is a bug, because when we saw the metric, we see like this weird behavior where the agents go up and then zero and then close to zero. And also I'm wondering, this seems also wrong, because the number of connected agent K-pods should be higher than the number of unique connected agents, right? This is doesn't seem correct.
Exactly. Yes, it should be at least equal.
At least equal, yeah, at the very least.
So
yeah.
Also we've got the dashboard merged. Can you open the dashboard?
You want to take control? Since is it better if you take control?
Yeah, sure.
Because you did the investigation.
Yes, I already know what the problem is because I looked, but it wasn't obvious at all initially. So this is our dashboard. You know, if you haven't seen it, I recommend to go and check it out. Pretty cool. It's a standard dashboard for a GitLab service made by our SRE team or infrastructure team, or I don't know who is the responsible. Anyway, so this is the thing. I've added the yellow line, and it's already above, but it should be the other way around. So we don't see this problem here because we need to increase the time interval. And yeah, here it is. And if we do 7 days, yeah, okay, you see, it's growing, then dropping a little bit, and then dropping a lot, and then growing again. So, okay. This can be closed, and so this all is happening in the agent tracker. We call the register agent, and this is the count. This is the thing we return, the number of items in the set. And when we do a register connection, which comes from, anyway, we call register connection from the configuration server from here, register, that's what it calls, register, and then it calls unregister when it needs to unregister. So in register, we put elements into three sets. It's like secondary indices in the database. Connect agents by project ID, by agent ID, and then just connected agents, a set of the IDs of the agents, basically. And then we just get the length of that set here to get that number that we graph. And a particular agent ID can be deployed. It can run multiple pods, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, whatever. And but they all need to be counted as a single agent because it's a single agent ID for this metric. And all CAS instances those pods can be connected to, they all try to put this ID into a set in Redis, basically, and that's what we do here. And if multiple put the same number, it's still a single number in the set, and it's counted as a single thing. All good here. And when we remove, we don't, you see, connected agents unset, we don't have it here.
Oh.
No,
yeah,
this is on.
This was a decision, yeah.
Yes, this was done on purpose, because if an agent disconnects from a CAS instance, other pods may still be connected. and they still should be counted because this agent ID is still connected. So we don't do this and instead rely on garbage collection to clean up eventually the IDs of agents that don't have a single pod connected. So once all pods disconnect, garbage collector will remove this ID from the set.
That drop is the garbage collector.
That's what I thought initially, but no.
Okay.
Garbage collection is configured. Well, actually, it's the default number is. Let me. So Redis tracker, C period, and it comes from this parameter, and this comes from GC time to no. And this thing is defaulted here. It's defaulted to this number, and it's 10 minutes, right? But this is obviously not 10 minutes. This is like 7 days. So this is like multiple days. Obviously, this is not garbage collection, right? And I thought, like, what's going on? So we have these drops when CAS is restarted. That's what it correlates with. It's more visible in staging because in staging, apparently, we get it restarted more often than in production. I guess our infrastructure team does things there, and for some reason, CAS is more often restarted. So, but why? So when CAS is restarted, it kind of something happens, and eventually those things are garbage collected. So, and this is the connected agents hash. So how this hash works is, so what we do is to recap, we set and we don't unset. And we also have refresh and garbage collection. So garbage collection goes through all the items in the Redis and removes the ones that have expired. And what refresh does is it fights garbage collection. So if item is should still be there because this CAS instance is still running and it wants this item to be there, refresh puts this item back, writes it to update the timestamp. So what happens here, we do not call unset.
Just a parenthesis there. It does not put it back. It refreshes the Redis key expiration.
No, it actually puts it back because puts it back because the expiration for a key value pair in a hash, there's no such thing in Redis. We I implemented it manually as part of the value of the key value that we store in hash. So if you go here, this is the implementation, set data, no, refresh key. This is what use expiring value. So we track when a key value pair in a hash expires in the value itself. So what GC does, it goes through all the values, all the key value pairs, and checks each value and checks the expiration of that value. And then if it expired, it deletes it. That's why we have GC. This is simply because Redis doesn't have this. You can set an expiration, and we do that for the whole hash. So if nothing happens in the whole hash, this whole hash will be expired, all key value pairs. But there's no functionality for a particular key value pair to have expiration, unfortunately. So we do it manually. And refresh just bumps these values, but it doesn't do it for all the values in Redis. It only does it for the ones that this CAS put there, right? Because we only want to refresh what we care about. We don't want to refresh what other CASs put there. we actually want to delete the things they put there if those classes are no longer running. Right? If a class crashes, we want to clean up after it. And that's why we have GC, and we only refresh our own keys. So our own keys is this data here. It's just a map basically from key to the, so expiring hash, it's not a single hash, it's a hash of hashes. So you have a key, and then you have a key value inside of it. This is, so we can have, for example, connections by project ID. So key is the project ID, and then we have connection ID to data. So it's a hash of hashes, basically. And the first thing, by project ID, it identifies the Redis hash. And then within that Redis hash, we have the connection ID to the value. So that's why it's a hash of hashes. Anyway, this data thing, it keeps the value until CAS restarts, right? We should forget about this value and stop refreshing it, but we don't. So we kind of that's the bug. Let me go through this again. So we set it, when we set it, we not only put it in Redis, we also put it into the map so that we can refresh it. See, we put it into the map.
In memory.
In memory, this class has this in memory. And then when we call refresh every now and then, like this refresh registrations, which is called when a ticker ticks. So every refresh period, this ticker ticks, and we call refresh registrations, and we call refresh on all the hashes. So we are kind of keep poking it so that it doesn't expire and it doesn't get garbage collected. And because it's still in memory, so it only goes away by garbage collection, like when CAS restarts. And this CAS that has been restarted or another CAS eventually see that the value has expired and deleted, and then that's the drop.
All right.
So the fixes, yes.
So it like okay, so it's when the new CAS that comes in that figures out that that hash was expired by looking at its value in Redis, then it cleans it up. So if it wouldn't restart, if it would still be online, then why else it also does not check the expiration? Or it just that it didn't
it does check expiration,
reach the expiration. Is that,
but we still run refresh. We still run refresh on this data because we still have this data in memory, because we haven't removed it here from this map, right? We still have it.
But how long would this restart takes in staging or production? When you restart CAS, how long is this period when the CAS has died?
10 minutes.
Came back.
10 minutes. So CAS restarts, then it stopped. It doesn't have this old value in memory. 10 minutes later, this value is garbage collected.
Okay, because when the new CAS starts, it won't have the thing in memory because the key memory was belonging to the CAS that died, that stopped.
Yes.
Right? Okay,
yes.
Got it. So it's only in Redis, it won't be refreshed. Okay.
Yeah. So this is, let's check this.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Theory. I'm pretty certain, but let's confirm anyway. And this is staging, because in staging it's more visible and we restart more often.
Okay, this is weird, but it is okay, I think. Right? It's weird, but it's okay.
You see, we can see on a single page, and it doesn't show me why there is no line here. Okay. You see, this is like on this graph, this correlates. So it was fine, and then they restarted, and then like a couple of minutes later, 3 minutes later, and then how many minutes later? 54, 56, basically something like that. We like it's there is an overlap, like it can expire, but then the GC runs a little bit later. So you see roughly in 10 minutes this happens eventually. So it does correlate with the restarts.
Yeah.
So I think what I'm saying, it makes sense.
But the thing is also like that right before, when you have at this point where you're marking right now, where CAS has not been restarted yet, so you have about 60 something connected agents, this number is correct, right? This number is not wrong.
No, it's not correct.
What?
I think it's at this high number because in staging we have QA or something running. So new agents, that's my guess. Actually, I don't know that, but that's the only explanation I can come up with, is that in staging we have QA or something that creates new agents, and the new agents connect, and that's why the graph is going up.
Right, but
and then it drops to 1, and then we have a QA test, and then it's 2, and yeah, and it keeps growing. That's what, yeah, you see, it's 11, then we have a QA test or something, and it's 12, then we have another one, and it's 13, another one, and it's 2, okay, 14, 15. So the bumps should probably correlate with CI jobs. And this graph also grows, right? It was 1, so there's probably an agent in staging that is always connected. And then you see QA test runs and it's 2, and then the test finishes and it's 0, and then the test runs and we get a bump.
Okay.
And then you see these bumps correlate to these increments. So this should go up and down, just like this graph, the green one, but they don't, because we don't remove the record from memory. That's what we need to do.
We only remove them when we restart CAS.
Yeah, because the memory is cleared, because the whole program is terminated.
Yeah. We removed them from memory, but we didn't remove them from Redis.
No, we don't remove them from anywhere, but the fix is to remove them from memory so that refresh should stop.
I mean, we remove it from memory when CAS dies. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it keeps on Redis. I see. Yes, it keeps incrementing. Okay. Then yeah, but yeah, the weird thing still, I think this explains a lot. But if you go to that chart before, when like the chart that you had before from staging, that we can see that it drops when it drops on a restart.
Where was it? It was try to do this. Yep.
Oh, for this one, it really matched the 0. Okay, because on the other one, on another chart that you showed, it wasn't. It like we were cleaning it up. Like the chart that we have on the issue that you have open, there it does not match even when it drops. because of the restart, it does not match the amount of the number of agent K pods. So it is still a little bit above, which is, I think, which is weird.
Yes, I don't know. Maybe, I mean, there are multiple agent CAS instances, so one of them stops and things are cleaned up and the other one is not, or something like that. I'm not sure, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't have an explanation for this, but at least that we should fix, and then we should see what if there is any other problem. I think there shouldn't be any other problem. So, do you want to do the fix?
Yes, yes. Let me play with that.
Tiger, are you following?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Cool. Right. Let me go back to this. So we have the get the file. It's the tracker. Register connection. So we want to remove it from memory when can we do this?
When we unregister, we want to remove it from memory, but not from Redis. So it should be here in unregister connection.
Mm-hmm. And what is the object that we have? Because this is the Redis one. In memory, we have what?
So we have this connected agents hash, and what we need to do, we need to change the hash to remove the mapping from memory, but not from Redis.
So it needs a new method, maybe?
Yes. Yes.
Uh-huh. So it probably when we here, we would have like unset from memory like this, or
Yeah, yeah, something like, I don't know how to call it.
Unset memory item. I don't know. Pop.
How about forget? Forget. And then the signature should be identical to unset. But we should document the difference there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Usually the comment should start with the name of the method or the name of the, yeah.
Sorry, didn't get you. The comment should start with the name of the method. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like forget removes or only removes. That's fine. That's fine. Up to you. And then you should have a dot. It's just because the linter will complain. I don't care. But for consistency, we should just do what the linter says.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then now you need to implement this method on.
Right. Close to the unset.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we get the key And this unset data, what does it do?
That's what it does. It removes it from memory.
From memory. And this one removes from, right? So we just don't need to do this then. But this can return an error. Can this return an error as well?
No. Yeah, you are changing a different function. You need to change the one below.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, but still, so.
Yeah, we don't, okay, looks
need...
like we don't need the error and we don't need the context. We can just, yeah, have key and hash as parameters. Cool. And then you can remove the return from them.
Oh yeah, because it doesn't return anymore. Right. Do we want a specific test for this?
Probably.
Right.
Yeah. So we need to test that it removes it from memory, but it doesn't remove it from Redis. And these tests are integration tests. So they actually test the real thing. So they work with the Redis. And it's good. Then we can just check.
Actually, we don't need
Yeah,
this.
we don't need that. Yeah, now we should just check if Redis actually has that value there. So get hash should be equal to
like
what you put there. Yeah, equal hash. Perfect.
And we should test that it removed from memory now as well.
Yes, you can just check the map directly. You can do empty because there was only one key.
And the map is the hash.
Hash.
And
no,
hash.
The field hash dot.
Oh yeah, because it's yeah.
Data.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing. No, that's what should be empty.
Okay.
I think. And now you need to start Redis and set an environment variable. If you go to setup hash helper function, there is like Redis URL or something that it looks for. No, why not?
Here.
Oh, Redis client, yes. So you need to set this to URL of Redis.
I will just push this to.
Or you can just run it from the editor.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. It's because I was doing this before I knew how to modify configuration. And this is program argument.
No, this is environment variable. There's environment.
Okay, then I don't need this test env. Like so.
I'm not sure about quotes actually. Maybe remove. I don't know. Let's try with quotes.
I try. Okay. Okay. I think quotes, yeah, right?
Quotes. Yeah, you need to remove the quote. I think it's because this is not shell. This is environment variables. So you don't need to quote things. You just, it's a key equals value without quotes. And do you have Redis running?
I should, but we can
Okay.
double check. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let's play. There we go.
Okay, looks like all good.
Let's push the merge request.
No, not yet.
No, not yet.
You have added the method, but you are not using the method.
Ah, we haven't added yet.
No.
Okay. But yeah, it would fail at some point because of this. Okay, so forget, and same thing here, the agent ID. Now we just need agent ID, I guess.
Have a look at what you use with set, and that's what you need to use with forget.
New.
So nil and agent ID.
Yeah. So, it's here. No, here. It's here. Right?
No, I think it's the key is new and hash key is the agent ID.
Okay. So
the first thing is the key to find the hash, and the second is the key in the hash. So it's a hash of hashes, right? So we have only single global hash in the whole radius for all agent IDs. And we don't, that's why key is new. And this works because we've passed the, how it's called, key to Redis key function that ignores this value. So if you look at how we construct the connected agents, you should see it. No, in the tracker. Look at how connected agents hash is constructed in the constructor.
What's the name
Line
of the
57?
Seven?
No. Where are you going? 57. Constructor of the tracker. Below. So this is the connected agents hash and connected agents hash key. This function, if you look at it,
yeah,
you see it ignores the past interface. Line 2 to 3. Because we don't care about this thing because we have a single hash, and that's why whatever we pass, nil or anything else, it doesn't matter. So we pass nil just to make it more explicit, kind of.
Okay. Right, and test for this.
Yeah, for unregistered, there should be a test there somewhere. And you probably should regenerate mocks because you have something that doesn't compile in this file.
Oh yeah, here.
And also, if you run the tests, some tests should hopefully fail.
Let's do that then.
Yeah, just run the tests for the whole file. But you first need to fix the compilation error. And that's where you need to regenerate the mocks because they don't match the new interface anymore. So are you running GDK all the time?
Yeah, mostly.
It's very heavyweight, I think. But yeah, if you have one of those M max, then you don't even notice.
I haven't yet.
Oh, you're okay. So I recently accidentally discovered that I was running GDK.
Wow.
This machine is crazy. It doesn't care about GDK, you know. And yeah, it's just
It's awesome.
as if it's nothing at all.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
always feel like also using Zoom together with GDK, everything gets super slower here.
No, it's doing its job. It's just slow. I like the tabs that have color. How did you
I
do
do
it?
this. It's unfortunately I do this every day. Whenever I restart my computer, it's just I turn 2, and then when you right click it, you have the option
Oh,
for
really?
color.
Ah,
You can
so it's a
also
manual thing.
yeah. I think you can create you have a preset for tabs, but I never done this. And you can even pre-start commands. I've done this once, but you can say like start so many tabs somewhere and run those commands for each tab. You can do this, but I don't think you can colorize them. But when on the startup, I need to research. Maybe it's possible. I don't know. And you can rename it by double clicking as well.
Wow. People build such features. Like, it's just a terminal. How much effort was spent to to do this? Oh, it's crazy. I probably used like 0.01% of this whole thing.
Yeah, there was one which I liked, which I used in the past, and I think I forgot to re-enable it, which it was useful. I like to have like the timestamp from my command lines. Like it's possible to do this. I don't remember now how. But yeah, it's
So
a
one thing
word.
I wanted to do is to see if it's possible to run these commands concurrently, mockgen. But then I thought, well, to speed everything out. But then I thought some mocks can depend on some other mocks theoretically. It's probably a bad idea, but maybe. Yeah, we probably don't have this problem. Anyway, I didn't spend too much time researching how to make it generate things concurrently. I think Go generate doesn't give you a way to run these things concurrently. That would be cool, I think. Like I see that you have 60 or 80% of your CPU in use, so not on 100%. Work harder. It should work harder.
Could I have asked it to regenerate just for the files that I want to?
Yeah, you can do that, but not using the make command. So if we turn this into a Basel rule, then it would, and do it properly, then we could make it automatic. But it's a lot of work to do it the right way. So I'm lazy. I don't want to invest time into this. And also it's much faster on my computer. I don't have this problem. So it's, have you asked for the new computer?
Yes, the thing is that I wanted to send it to Berlin. And yeah, and I only arrived there on the 27th. So I put a note there. And yeah, I couldn't got it. I have gotten it yet. But yeah, I should get it in the next month, hopefully.
Yeah, it really makes a huge difference. It's actually a surprise. I mean, I think we lost this kind of, previously when you get a new computer, it's always like an order of magnitude faster. And in recent years, they're all the same. Like it's still slow. Nothing is working as fast. But with this Macs, that's amazing. You have this feeling that it's much better. But yeah, we will manage to slow it down. Just add more features to your terminal, like, you know, covers to tabs and so on, and everything will start to be slow again.
Yeah, more services.
Yeah.
So we did have some errors. We can choose one of them. Start playing with them. Maybe this one.
Yeah, you can just click on the test.
On the test.
In the list of tests that failed.
Here.
Click on it, and it will bring you to where the test was. Double click maybe. Yeah, double click.
So unexpected call to mock redis, mock expire forgets.
Yes. So forget was code, but the mock expectations need to be updated.
And this should happen on all of the project. Go. So maybe we just set on set. So whenever we call on set is when we also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Line 96. Basically. No, not here. You see, no. They are grouped by like in pairs. So unset must be called after set. That's the whole point. We don't care if we unset this one first or that one first, or set this one first or set that one first, but we care that unset is called after set. And that's why we use in order in groups.
And here do we care that forget is called after unset?
No, but we care that forget is called after set, a corresponding set. This one on line 96.
Okay.
So you need to do the same as the ones above, but do.
Right. Oh, yeah, because this is the one that has to do with connected agents. Actually.
Yeah.
And here it's new and this. No. What is
you need to put in order around them, just like above. Currently it's complaining because you have a comma at the line 97, but leave it there. Just put the in order around this invocation.
What do you mean in order? What's
the dot needs to be at the end of the function call. Yeah. And then also the arguments, there are fewer arguments, like the first one should go. And now it should be fine.
Sometimes it takes a minute, not a minute, but a little bit.
What? Oh, again, you have a comma, so that's why it's. But you will need it. So
that's
put
correct.
the gomok in order around these implications, just like above.
This you mean?
No, this is fine. On line 87, you have gomok in order around two mocks, around two
Okay.
mock invocations, and each mock invocation returns an object that identifies this invocation. And then we tell the mocking framework that we want these invocations to be in order. And we do it by passing those values that these mocks return to the in order function. I'll just put a comma. Put a comma there.
Put a comma.
That's it.
Okay.
So we tell the framework that there will be two invocations in that order. And the same thing above.
Yeah.
Does it make sense?
Yes, it makes sense.
Well, and now probably the same thing in the other method, in the other failing test.
Yeah. Sorry.
You can just copy the whole thing.
Copy paste, yeah. Let's run again.
Awesome. And that's our tests for this change. I don't think you need more tests.
Yeah, because we already unit tested, right? Like we know that this works, so we're just testing that it gets called.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. We have more time. How much time? That's it. I think that was perfect timing. I usually like to run make test lint before pushing, because sometimes some other things somewhere else in the code base blow up, and then linter as well. Maybe it doesn't like something, but that's up to you. I'm just saying what I do.
Is it like this?
No, it's make space lint. You tell make to run two targets, first test and then lint.
Okay.
Or then you can do lint test, whatever you want. Yeah. How much RAM do you have in this laptop?
I think it's 16.
Okay. Do you have any spare memory? Like 5 gigabytes? No, probably not. Or even 1 gigabyte. If you haven't done that, you can speed things up. I'm talking about the Bazel build by moving the sandbox for symlinks into a memory volume. It's documented in the contributing, I think, file. This will run faster. That's what I'm saying. in the docs directory. Yeah, this file, I think that's where it's documented. So you create a memory drive and then tell Bazel to use that for temporary files, basically.
It's just super slow now that.
Okay, not in this file, the developing them, not contributing. Now it's using your CPU properly. Yeah, probably close to the end somewhere.
Additional resources? No. Against GDK? Optimizing build.
Yeah, yeah. Yep. So you need 10 gigabytes if you put everything there. Like if you use Sandbox.
Oh, okay.
If you use the output user root option, but you don't have so much memory. So just use the Sandbox base and 1 gigabyte should be enough. It will speed things up because it will use memory rather than your hard drive for symlinks.
Oh, try it out. Yeah. We can wrap up, I guess, for today. I will soon push this. I will stop sharing. Nobody needs to watch 30 minutes of Bazel building packages. Yeah, this was very fun. Thanks for investigating the bug. Once again.
Thank you very much. It was good. Okay, see you next time.
See you. Bye.
Good. Bye.